Today, now the 3rd day of February 2021. We want to enter now the House of Parliament. Parliament don't approve. The land minister and 4 other people with presidentbio this time through the office of the presidency be issue a press statement where he get a new appointment. After that, we want look how Parliament self want for help for fight against COVID-19 nas alone. Measures then day we NACOVAC announce. Okay, what in Parliament think about them measures then day? How them feel say them for comply with the measures them? And we go and make you wonder say the previous restrictions them, how Parliament be done they handle them one day. But before that, make we check the status updates for COVID-19 for today. NACOVAC say now 1,119 tests them now in the labs them analyze. 1,119. Out of that one day, we get 39 positive cases. 39 positive cases, and then cases here, 18 now from Western area urban, and 21 now from Western area rural. Now one day, now give we 39 new cases for today. Because of this 39 new cases we'll get today, the cumulative confirmed positive cases don't reach 3,699. 3,699. For the past 24 hours, we not lost nobody to COVID-19, so we still stand at 79. The one that were in isolation, now 1,243. For the past 24 hours, 37 people recover from COVID-19. We don't carry the total number of recoveries now to 2,377. The one that were in quarantine, now 560. Remember, 560. We get over 1,000 people were in isolation. 1,000, over 1,000 people. Quarantine, 560. Okay? Because there's a press release where I go can read just now. But I will make you the numbers them. Because before, the one that were in quarantine came past the one them were in isolation. Isolation, you don't test positive, so then they isolate you. In quarantine, you don't mingle with somebody who don't test positive, so then they quarantine you for make sure say in case you self get in contact with COVID-19, you not go spread them out. Okay? The one who don't discharge from quarantine at 13,717. Let me check Mano River Union countries then. For today, as I don't tell we just don't Sierra Leone at 39, Guinea na 0. Guinea pack and for we. Liberia na 0. Ah well. Ivory Coast same economics then get 132. So for today, the total number na 171. The death, Salone 79, Guinea 83, Liberia 84, and Ivory Coast 158. 402 people na the Mano River Union countries them don't lost altogether to COVID-19. All right. I just read this press release from NACOVAC. The press release, na today, them pull am. This na for inform the general public, say from where they don't start this mandatory COVID-19 testing on Monday, January 25th, 2021, for all essential movement from the western area to the provinces. NACOVAC don't do a record number of COVID-19 tests daily across western area. Today, across Usai, western area. As a result of this kind of measure, hundreds of new COVID-19 positive cases them don't already been identified. And then people here we not been even no self say then get the virus, then be just they pass up and down, they scatter the virus just like that na the country. Whilst NACOVAC may be detecting then cases then they, we however get deep concern. Say some people them where they come forward for testing, then not they provide accurate personal information. Until before them be the all saying a diaspora where they can airport, now make them begin take passports now we an. Now it happen inside the country. Remember, what's happen when they say that they take passport because they say where people in Canada airport, then they give false information. And they give false information, we then test positive or whatever, we then try for contact trace them, then they able to get hold of them. So, then come with a measure say, anybody we cross to Lunge airport, where you reach the your passport, immigration go hold say your COVID-19 test result come out. Alright, we don't agree. Diaspora will go, we hand over with passports. We done, even though the measures not easy because all the one they don't go, and they tell you say it's not smooth for make you collect your passport. But to the be aram. We not see nobody don't do live videos, they go viral say for passport loss or passport no loss. So now, the same thing where they say the diaspora them be they do, and the people inside the country they do. And this they say now for essential movement. So you go be driver, you go be apprentice, you go be a nurse, you go be whoever you be. You be. Then say they know they provide accurate personal information. This they create problem for the response. It they make it difficult for make them communicate the results to them and them where they don't test and eventually complicate how for track and trace them. Same thing them be tell we or say people and they do. I think we can't stress enough say they need now we know say there is a database according to the registration people them will be interview because they say through the phone company and through the electoral process and get a little bit of database. Now how we for utilize her now so that ain't kind about yuki and not they play now he left. Because before I go down say oh now because we not get database but no now then tell say we get. Well, how are we going to put that for utilizer? Alright, make her continue. Then say as a result of this, anybody where they go for COVID-19 test, now one of them 6 testing centers then that means Adriana Watalo, Jue Chinese Hospital, go Cooper Hospital, Macaulay Street Hospital, Kiama Road Hospital, and Lumley Hospital for any local travel. Must. It is a must for provide full and accurate contact details. You see, this thing they take bet way back because, hey, some man go tell you say, voter ID card don't lost. National ID they know they give. Although they say that they give that paper-based one when are free, but I don't know if that day because I don't think you get picture or you get if then go accept her. But let's continue. Then say you for provide, and this now a must for provide full and accurate contact details and carry with them a valid form of identification and a working charged phone. Those without will not be tested. Yeah. Even where they go, the phone where they carry, if for charge them. You phone for charge. Because then they test and they will you reach the. Yeah. The public is also advised for say if you provide false personal information, that means say your name, your phone number, your address, or evading tracking by the response, now a serious malpractice which is putting lives at risk. Anybody who they offend they do this will be dealt with accordingly. Okay, then say accordingly. Accordingly how? Alright. Let's continue. NACOVAC. One for remind the general public for say where then give you an electronic pass. The driver and any passenger where they inside that vehicle where the pass cover for dial star 1920 hash for make you obtain a code will go be provided to the lab personnel na the testing site. The e-pass and negative test results for be presented at the security checkpoints them for enable movement beyond Western area. Signed, Solomon Jamiu Esquire, spokesperson for NACOVAC. Like I said earlier, then me feel say na diaspora no more they do that day. Until they lock this small one then do say if you want come off free tongue, go na the provinces. You need for take test. Then the same thing for them back. Because this tendency for make we eye open about having proper system in place, digital electronic system in place about citizens then at the country and even visitors na the country. You don't tell away people and they get away with it. You meet them, you ask them the name, then give you different name. Even though they no say no to the name. Because what you do, you ask for ID, you not go ask for this, you not go ask for that. Now you don't suicide they come in bed to we. We hope for say this particular one we go find a way for solve them. So that people in the country go no say you can't be providing false information and get away with it. Can't wait for the day where we go get numbers. Don't need your name. Name, yes. What's in your number? Give you number. Let them match the number to the name. No so. That's in this one way you get for the prove, not the prove. But this case, where they pass so, I get for Kaya back. I get for Kaya. But for now, I want to make we go to parliament. Because parliament don't approve the new lands minister and 4 other people them. But the talk not be done the. The talk not be done the. Anyway, I will enter the parliament through 98.1. Let me hear how it happened there.
For any time president can appoint anybody for work na different ministry, department and agency them. Now parliament no more get the power for approve or not approve the people them where president can pick. This being time, President Dr. Julius Madabio been pick Dr. Turad Senesi for be the Minister of Lands, Dr. Anna Aisata Maxkine for be Commissioner na the National Commission for Social Action, Dr. Reverend Titus Williams for be the Deputy Minister of Planning and Economic Development and other one them. Them people here finally don't appear at the well of Parliament for parliamentary approval.
Those in favor say aye. Aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it.
Now so member of Parliament them been agree for the 5 people where presidentbio been pick for work na different ministry, department and agency them through the sound we just hear inside one motion where the Speaker of Parliament, Honorable Dr. Cherno Abbas Bundu, been moved. Where he be the talk, the Speaker, Dr. Cherno Abbas Bundu carry on say, then as Parliament, one for see them people here work stronger one, because he say, Parliament believe say, them would deliver on waiting they approve them for.
Okay, now hold on there first. Quick. Parliament believes say, then go deliver waiting presidentbio don't approve them for. Okay? Because it pleased the president for appoint. Parliament go, he vet. But how many time where we don't see people and go to parliament, we all turn at the eyes now then they have it. By the end of the day, do these people deliver? So if we want for blame, not this administration only, even from the previous administration, you think say parliament for go beyond the eyes have it and probe them people they are proper one, or because it don't take the president in wisdom for appoint them people there? The president knows how he wants in cabinet for run and everything, so they were for just give them a pass. Because if parliament they do their work proper one with the eyes where they have it every time, when then they appoint new people them, Imona. Because there is a reason where the president appoint, where he please them, they happen once. Automatic. Parliament get work for do. If parliament do their work proper, then don't help the president. But if parliament self not do their work proper, we all think they for them, not to the president, no more go for them. Then self we go blame them. You know why I talk so? Let we listen. Because Dr. Abbas Bundu, the speaker, he not still done with Dr. Sandy. Dennis Sandy. You know what I hate. Hey, let's continue for listening.
The approval by this House means a great deal. It is in the nature of our process, our constitutional process, that when you came to the House, you came as nominees of His Excellency the President. But when you leave the House, you leave as approved nominees. The trust
you say when they come as just nominees by the president. That's the nature of parliament in job. When they can then then they come no more as ordinary nominees. But when then they left as approved. So, is there any sign at the Constitution, there are now Sabi Salon Constitution, where say when they come, then for come as just nominees, but when then they left, then for left as approved by Parliament? Now by force say them for approve the people there? Or then can still come as nominees, they left bars as rejected nominee. There you sabi the Constitution. Help me, because Dr. Abbas Bundu say that the nature of their job. When they come as approved. When they left, when they come as ordinary nominee, but when they left as approved. The nature of their job, for sure, say when they come as nominees, but when they left, they either left as rejected or approved. Assume me be one fellow. But what do I know, safe? You say when they left as approved. Lord, continue for listening.
Trust and confidence that the President reposed in each one of you has now received the endorsement.
The trust and the confidence where the President put per una. The trust and the confidence where the President put per una. That's the one that the President can nominate, where they please him. He say now they don't receive the seal of who that? Of Parliament.
The NACSA Commissioner and our deputy, they have established themselves that they do have proven competence. With regard to the Honorable Turad Senesi.
But they allow listen. This one, the Speaker of the House, they talk to the now newly approved Minister of Lands, Honorable Turad Senesi. Now the message this way gets for him.
You're going into your new office with the high hopes of this house.
Then say, do you Honorable Turad Senesi, you dey go inside this office as the new Minister of Lands, and the Parliament get very high hopes in you. Aye.
The history you've had with your predecessor has not been a very pleasant one.
The history we'll get with the one we did it before, not to be a pleasant one. It not make we smile. The history we'll get with that one who been there that chair who say you can go occupy now. The Honorable Dr. Abbas Mundu say, not to be a pleasant one. And remember, now the same way they approve the wire, now so them be approve Dr. Dennis Sandy. But now, in they tell Dr. Turad Senesi say, that boy we come out here na just now. We not get good history with him. We ain't. Because even right now, we need for bring and come back now. So, is it a warning it give Dr. Turad Senesi, or it make say what you see? Because you not left and do. So now me I know say Dr. Abbas Bundu, he not down here tweet Dr. Dennis Sandy. He not down with it. I may try to tell this one to say that boy we come here. We not get good history with him. So now they see so maybe they have their history we not find for Dr. Dennis Sandy. It look like say now making all the again no. But Lord continue.
Feel free to establish the necessary nexus to enable you succeed with this house.
It don't tell us say make you feel free. Make you establish the necessary nexus, the connection we in need. The strong footing we in need inside the House of Parliament. Make you feel free. For say, now that one day, Dr. Dennis Sandy be the go and talk. Say, not be the feel free in a Parliament. I make it not be the grief for candy. Because they say when you feel free, any time you feel free, you go just they go. If they send call yourself, you go. And then they not send call yourself, you go. Because that first brother we been there. You know they go there, then send call and self, you know they go. So you not be feel free for the goodie. So dear Dr. Turad Tennessee, the Speaker of the House say, feel free. Anything what you want for calm. Get your own cabal, get your own clique inside the parliament. Yeah. Into the area. Okay, Lord, we continue.
Paramount Chief Member of Parliament by Kurukanagbaru Sanka III of Tonkolili District call on the new people here where presidentbio pick this BNTM, not for put politics pan the work, so that then go able to think them we go better the country.
We have approved so many nominees.
Paramount Chief. Imonaram. He said we don't approve so many nominees them na parliament. Not to be the ask gist, no? But listen, yeah?
Thousands of them.
Let's go. Thousands of them. Previous administration. For more than they get the parliament and they get the constitution, we put her inside, they say, after the president don't please them, he don't nominate, you get for go parliament for approval. Thousands of them, they don't go the parliament. But what's in the happen? Lord, you're chief.
But where are we today?
He say, Usai we did today. Hey! Salient question. Now they approve. But the one they approve. If they make the country approve, then say they approve the country or waiting.
So I am appealing to say, please, when you go to these offices, do your best to avoid corruption.
Okay, now they get new one. I think it's good for they admonish them. Not so for approve them no more, they left them for go. Now I don't tell them, say, they wanna go to the office, they wanna do una best for avoid corruption. Because what you do? Year in, year out. Whenever the audit report come out, things them they missing and become accounted for. Even though this morning the Minister of Basic and Senior Secondary School within 98.1, whether they ask her about because in self ministry the name then come up. The name then come up na the 2019 audit report. It say if the audit report say so and so they are unaccounted for, no me say then tifam. Yeah, that's what Dr. David Morning has Senge say this morning. He say if they say he unaccounted for, no me say then tifa. He say because the auditor there then get term then they come. So sometimes within that term then come, the people are not able to provide the information, but then go provide them to anti-corruption. Not so. So now I make chief they say, do ya? We don't approve una say, but what two na don't do. But what two? This same then is on the previous administration, the parliament approve them. This administration, the parliament approve them. For say the parliament they know the land. For make them look person pin and say, are you be don't care before. We not think say we want for. I think parliament, Lord just use Dr. Turad Tennessee as an example. Right? Or is it parliament not get right for question the president of Sierra Leone? Because me, I feel to say, in the case of Dr. Turad Tennessee, he was the former deputy minister of the higher education tertiary. Naimbi Dede, the president pull and day. I think and then same one we don't go approve him for that position day. I think Parliament for sent to the president, may they ask the president why he thinks say, why he pull and come out yanda and bring and kanaya. So at least the president will explain to Parliament. Or you think say something Parliament do am, something that we don't know. Or as long as it pleases the president, it has to please Parliament also. Because some of the questions we came on for ask now, let me could get Parliament. Now Parliament suppose for ask the president say, dear, but this man, he not deliver. Oh. Or you feel say he deliver, na make una promoter. Why? Just like Dr. David Moynihan Senge, we be the STI. They approve and then pull and commode. Then kautam na education. Parliament approve and back. The Parliament asks question to the president why he thinks say he go work fine now, or no one question the president. The only time the president they can state na Parliament na for can read in report card. We don't read and done. He left to Parliament now. He not get in time again. But let's continue. We not done it. Because still they would stay approve people there.
Do your best to avoid tribalism.
Do your best to avoid corruption. Do your best to avoid tribalism. Hey, coming from the chief. Okay.
Do your best to avoid sectionalism and regionalism.
Sectionalism, regionalism, do ya? Una do una best for avoid them.
It's only with that will Sierra Leone be a better nation.
Now only that way they where they appoint una so una avoid all entire with chief don't name. Nine Salon go be a better nation.
But if we are sitting on tribalism, sectionalism, regionalism, then we are not going to move as a nation, Mr. Speaker. But do they have plans for the development of Sierra Leone? Do they have something for them to leave as a legacy? That when you leave the office, you will be regarded as somebody who brought in change.
When you leave the office, then go regard you as somebody who will be bringing change. Hey, which kind of a change? Now we need for the ask this kind of change. Because if you question Dr. Denis Sandy now, he be tell him plainly. Now change, now the change where we need now it. Now coin, now paper money, or now digitally. Which kind of a change? What you want bring come na ministry? I think we not for just the accept change and just like that. Now good change. Nobody not go tell yourself say they count bad change. Because somebody go say change na relative term. It depends on who that they talk am and in the context where the person they talk am. But I think then change ya who for big ask question, yeah?
Positive change.
Yeah, positive change. Oh yes.
Inside this parliamentary approval, Dr. Turat Senesi, we now na the Minister of Lands. Now one party people them, we member of parliament them in concerned boards. This make the Deputy Speaker, Honorable Sengepo Solomon Thomas, say the one for make the new minister settle the plenty problem within the Lands Ministry.
Hey, the Minister of Lands, then concerned button. Yeah, from the Speaker of Parliament, where he tell and say, that person will be there yonder outside this soon. We not smile with him. Because we history with him, no good. And not on do. All man concerned button. Say this office where they can take. Even I people and they say, he not go able this office. But hey, they say, not to the court matter, not to so. They say the man inside the coat, now it matter. Now continue for listening.
There's no gainsay that the Ministry of Lands has been a ministry of controversies.
The Ministry of Lands don't be the Ministry of Controversies. One after the other. Take to Parliament, we're not glad with them.
I am pretty sure Honorable Turat Senesi is going to heal the wounds. What does it mean that the Ministry of Lands...
You think, say, Honorable Turad Seneti go able to heal the wounds? Eh? Who that inflicts them wounds them? Who that inflicts the wounds them? Because now they say, Honorable Turad Senesi, then they expect them for can heal the wounds. Who that cause wound? When I for can heal? You answer that one day. Let's continue.
And matters relating to lands in this nation is going to be a situation of free for all. There must be some form of discipline in the land tenure system in this nation. Speaker, honorable members, that sometimes even when investors come, they struggle to have access to land. Because we have a few individuals, 500 acres of land, 200 acres of land, belonging to individuals. I'm a lawyer, I've seen such documents. So if those who are land grabbers think that the presence of Mr. Elfstreet is going to be a free-for-all situation, then they have to have a rethink.
Then say, make Honorable Turad Senesi come for heal the wounds. But also, let they say, anybody who thinks say because Honorable Turad Senesi look that kind way they, and if you say, then go can say the land are free for all, make them get a rethink go. Hey, no wonder where the Speaker of the House don't tell and say, take this house like you own. Build your own nexus inside here. No wonder. But let's continue.
Honorable Cheruno Majuba, now the leader of the main opposition APC party in parliament, he say, according to the people we presidentbio pick, then CV show say they all qualify, but say they want for make them use them sabi for put them into practice.
The CV show say they all qualify. The CV, where them people are go show. But they sabi, then for put them into practice na the work. Waiting in a paper and waiting at the reality are two different things. Waiting in a paper show say then are the right person for the job. Well, he left for make them go prove themselves. Then I waiting Cherry Coco being say.
As a member of the appointment committee, I participated in the interviews, and I was one of those that gave the nod for them to be presented to this house. Their CVs are available. They speak a lot, but we will not be looking at the CVs when they go to the office, but by their output. And they've worked in other places before now, and in those institutions, they've proved themselves to be competent enough.
Yanda, Cherry Coco no talk to. He say, them we don't work na other places than before. Let us not go far. Dr. Turad Senesi. Naina be the deputy minister. He say, them we don't prove themselves say they're competent enough. This not the same Dr. Turad Senesi will be doing at AYV. Now the same Dr. Turad Senesi where them be done they get back and forth with ASA, where the strike they on. Was he competent enough? Let that one they sink. Make you continue.
I said during the course of the interview to the proposed commissioner for NACSA, my statement was very short. If you had not performed, the president would not have promoted you to be commissioner.
Different member of parliament them call on the new minister, deputy minister, commissioner and other one them for focus panting them we go better the country and put politics na corner. For the Society for Radio Democracy, Mina Usman Kamara, the report.
We want to tell Usman Kamara thank you for that report today. Another need na parliament. Another need. Okay? Inside parliament, the parliamentarian, they're not glad for the new rules where NACOVAC don't put. Yeah? NACOVAC say everybody where they left Freetown, Western area, for go na the provinces for do two things. One, you for take a COVID-19 test and you for get negative result. And two, you for get a pass. You for apply for the pass. Parliamentarian think say then too big for apply for pass, then too big for take COVID-19 test. They are waiting you say. You think say na so e be? Say the parliamentarian then they're not supposed for take COVID-19 test for left free tongue and go na the provinces. Then they're not supposed for get pass. Okay. So this now waiting be happen. The parliamentarian then grumble to the speaker, then papa na the use. So then discuss waiting and end up with. Then Greece say they not for apply for pass. Then license plate na in them pass. Listen, no. Let we know if COVID-19 they pick. If COVID-19 career they pick. So, engi them. So, well, una license plate go be una pass. So, una no need for apply for pass. Una no need for apply for pass. Kudos, parliamentarian. Then, it come to the one now for take COVID-19 test. Then say they no one for take them. Parliamentarian then as alone, no one for take COVID-19 test for left Freetown Western area go na the provinces. All we know, they could be carrier. They can be tested positive. So, other than we parliamentarians then think say, bang, them be. That one day they not get it too. But then still they remind the speaker say, then no one for take COVID-19 test, well then they go now the provinces. So how can this same parliamentarian talk to them constituents for make them take COVID-19 test? Do you tell me? Tell me. For say where you go back na the provinces, what did they go preach say? What did they go preach? He go tell the people. In fact, first the incidents are essential. Okay, let's say now they want go tell the people. You go tell the people say, una for go take test, but me not take her. Because me na parliamentarian. Are they above COVID? Hi, Richard Cocker they ask what's in the pass for. Well, the pass then they grant you say you na person where na one of the essential people where NACOVAC approve say you go able for left the western area go na the provinces. Now then you need the pass for sir. But then say then pass COVID-19. So as far as then concerned, they're not supposed for take the COVID test. Then believe say they're not positive. We all believe say we're not positive. Also, we all believe say we're not positive. So the parliamentarian in back, then think say they're not positive. Then think say then they above NACOVAC rules and regulation. Even for the pass, we them for apply because them for know why they left free to go yonder. Then say no, now they license plates, now them pass. Then give them that one day. So now they push back still, not for take test. To me, I even feel to say they supposed for take pass. They supposed for apply like any other person. But anyway, Nayana Salon. Make we cover Usman Toli. Make we yegi. What thing you get for we today? Yes, Usman Toli, you get the platform, sir.
Okay, AAA, I don't want to bother myself too much with COVID-19, NACOVAC. There are a lot of controversial issues with COVID-19. So what I want to talk about, I just want to talk about Parliament. They approved the Land Minister and other nominees by His Excellency the President. Well, to start with AAA, we know say since His Excellency the President Julius Maada Bio can have power, he don't make a number of reshuffles. I think if I don't mistake, about 3 reshuffles. Well, it's good in some way where President reshuffle in ministers there, because that just they serve as a warning to the existing other officials. Then say, if you not do your job, the president will easily replace you. But having said that, AAA, we also don't see outside the same president they sack and bring people and back. The same people and now a different department. For example, we know say the current AG, a Minister of Justice, in at the one time, a man where the president don't give a top position and then he sack him, then he bring and come back. So although it's a good thing sometimes for send a signal to some of them ministers, I say, if you not do the job, we will get rid of you and bring other person back inside. But again, we don't sack person, they bring them back to other ministry. Sometimes, they tell. Well, one thing where I like about your analysis, they break things down for in a way where we understand. We don't see a lot of nominees don't take place now the well of Parliament, and a lot of nominees that don't come to Parliament where they not approve. We can't remember a single time where their nominee they're not approved by Parliament. Because we expect under normal circumstance for once in a while, let them go to reject some of their nominees, especially over the years. We don't see the poor performance of some of their ministers here. And it's heart-rendering for every from the Speaker of the House, say, when they come as nominees, we expect them for come on here as approved nominees. And office say, constitutionally, that's so the law say. But however, that's so in say. Well, of all the recent appointments where the president make, this recent one, 2 strike the public attention from the audio we don't listen to. So, one of the appointments where it struck public attention, na Dr. Turat Senesi, where can replace Dr. Dennis Sandy as Minister of Land and Planning, and that of Dr. Anna Aishata Max King, where replace, I think, Mr. Abubakar Kukofela as the Minister for Social Action. When an AXA, these are 2 sensitive nominees appointment them where the president make. We're not surprised. We can recall, even at this platform, we discussed about how Parliament be invite the former land minister for going to Parliament for go give account of his stewardship, not the land ministry. Very, very controversial figure. Very, very arrogant. We all know that. Well, some of the things that we raise concern about is that if I provide documentation of what in the talk as evidence. And secondly, one of the complaints them we they come, especially in the western area, is that they convert private land to state land for at the expense of the people. Then they use state land, convert them, private land, convert them to state land. So these are some of the issues them we then raise regarding Dr. Sandi, when are the former minister and the lands. With respect to NAXA, we know say we can recall the NAXA, former NAXA boss. You see a lot of controversy being surround this. I think we discussed this on this platform. We remember when COVID-19 being stroke in the country, and the government will make a number of transfers, cash transfers, to people who were disabled and to other vulnerable group of people. And the process itself was highly problematic. That particular commissioner day, where I think Abubakar Kukofela not be able to put mechanisms in place to ensure we get a smoother transfer of cash, from to those people and way for benefits. Remember, the emergency cash transfer will be take place as a safety net where the World Bank provide. There are a lot of controversies will be surround that. So I think these are some of the factors then. Most likely, some of them factors here will contribute to them people the downfall, we will argue. But equally so, AAA, we know say like the NAXA, some of the factors that will be identified, then they will be deliberate on these issues on this platform, was that, as I say, the man will be able to put processes and procedures in place for them transfer. Some of the repercussions, some of the implications, then then are the system. Well, the new appointment, where a lot of people and they praise this new deputy, will not be the deputy commissioner, when are this Madam Aissata, Dr. Aissata, he have been the deputy commissioner for NAXA, and say he excel, very articulate, and the way they present matters, even public meetings and TV, was exceptional, good. He will produce good standard. So as a result, a good number of the public believe say the appointment makes sense. And also, I think that this first female in the country for occupy short an important role. So people believe say she's hardworking and that is competent enough for handling her role there. So the question is, will you feel say this appointment where His Excellency don't make, is it appropriate? With Dr. Turat Senesi, we all know, as you mentioned, AAA, he was the deputy minister of tertiary and higher education. Very little was known about him and the public domain. One thing no more I for say about the Ministry of Land and Planning, it's a complex ministry, very, very complex, very controversial and confrontational. Confrontational in the sense that, a lot of land grabbing, backlog of cases, some of them still in a court. So, Mr. Turatenesi, na academia, na being one time a professor, a lecturer. you think say it get what it takes for handle that ministry, because sometimes the lecturers here are more theoretical. It will argue. Some of these PhD people, and most of them, then they underperform. Even if you look at the current administration, we get a lot of doctors at AAA. Most of them, then they underperform. Because for most of them, na academia them. Now people are way very highly theoretical. We ask them for can perform, showcase in practice, and the achievement sometimes are very small. So the land ministry, to me, I think is complex, full of backlog of cases, and for let somebody excel, they get for be an exceptional figure. And the thing is, AAA, when it comes to the land ministry, is so also complex in the sense that, the ministry itself, not all time they tied in with the justice system. There is always that kind of intertwine in terms of power struggle, if you know what I mean. Tell you say, well, this case here for some kind of court, it's a complex ministry. So for let somebody come or can excel, I think say that could be a very serious case for concern. And one thing for sure, AAA, where I want to let everybody where they listen, is that one of the reasons why Dr. Sandy will bring about downfall of Dr. Sandy is that, and it's not only for Dr. Sandy, for most of we officials, then we politicians alike, they get to understand, say, the perception where people can get about their service, about their functions, responsibility, and how they will meet their expectation. Yeah, it depends on how people they see in performance. Hence, we get things like perception surveys. Yeah, they always cry down on these perception surveys. But at the end of the day, they perform their functions, yeah, for meet people's expectations. Yeah, they perform their functions, yeah, for meet people's expectations. So as the public begin to cry you down on a constant basis, then makes no say your function, your delivery, your service delivery is poor. And this is similar for government. I must say most of the time, what people me not care what people in the talk. Yeah, but you get for care because it's about people's perception. If people in perception, if they below the expectation, then people are dissatisfied. People are not they're happy. But if people in perception exceed expectation, then you meet people able to satisfy people. But sometimes they ignore people their expectations, and they ignore what people and they talk about them. I think now one of the reasons like this will bring down the downfall of the former Minister of Lands. We see recently a lot of people and take to the media, they cry them down. For example, former musician, he talked lengthily about the land minister. So it is exceptionally important that when we ministers them, we politicians them, then they perform their functions. Then therefore they watch about what people and feel about the service, about what people and they perceive about the service. And for government, it's important that let them take them survey seriously. Like for Carl and survey. Yeah, the institute. Yeah, the Institute of Reform, then therefore take them perception here. After all, some of the indie system where they come out, such as international transparency, those are all based on people's perception. So if then they cry them perception, yeah, I think they don't know what they do. I will stop here, AAA, large chance to other panelists them. Appreciate you very much. They break that information. Sometimes you don't need to go back to some of the information because it make it so it's simple for we. So appreciate you very much, and a thanks to everybody where they constantly can at this platform for can listen to it. Thank you very much, Triple A.
Thank you very much, Usman Toli.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir. Make we come with Doctor. Make we hear wetin he get for we today. Whilst Umar Kabago de tell you na uncle. Yes, Doctor Isatu Jalo. You get the platform, man. What you get for we today?
Yes, hi. Good evening, everyone. I hope everybody did do well. Thanks to Usman Toli, and thanks for breaking down, this reports or the approval of their nominees there. So we, and the main focus be there on like the, ministry or the new minister of lands, given the fact that, we don't get so many issues down with the previous minister, where we did, where people them being so dissatisfied with the way maybe they run things, with the hope say, it go really, really take, learn from in predecessor, for make sure say he do justice to the work where he do, and so many people then can go through issues then we can to land, then can end up for Biden land, maybe once, not only once but twice or even 3 times, the problem can then at court, put people then through so much stress and worries, especially, we can see some of we brothers them or sisters them where they live in the diaspora can experience something like this, and that's not something we really then get for look into for ensure say we put them buy the land, then get the necessary documents them, then try for, notarize and give it a seal, and no say if the land, they don't purchase them, then purchase them, went through all the processes, let them not give people them hard time for let them, do them development, at the site where they don't buy the land, as you encourage people then for come into the country for let them do good work for Salone, for let them they part of the development of the nation. You get for try for make sure say you fear to them, drive them away, because sometimes we don't think that can happen. It can really discourage so many Sierra Leoneans them in terms of whether they really want for go back na Salone, and for let you really, find it, very, like something for push you for let you say you go back now your country, you want for she say you get your own home, because when they leave that country they for go overseas, your goal was to make sure say you do something out there, you get money, you come back, or you learn an education, or you learn a trade or skill, you come back, you invest in your country, you make a development, you make your own contribution where it be say it go, be good for the country as well as for you and your own family members them, so that now one thing they go for find ways them how they go encourage. And I really want for commend, the speaker for some of the things and where he say, for like the new incoming, minister take note of, because if the other person will be there before you, we don't do so many things and currently they, with like a hearing, you never come back and prove say yes, then land then where it take, now government property, not to people then property, then they not just like a warning, like something wait for this day behind at the back of his mind as they doing job for make sure say he doing job diligently, that now the one thing, way I feel say if for take that should be a take home message for him, and also something where if for learn from, and also the next thing where if for learn from, for find out for say wherever I was a deputy there with the higher education, where it be said and don't remove them from the and bring her into a different field, if for don't ensure say, because me this I will always say this again, where they offer you a position, make sure say you say you the qualification or what it take for let you do your job to the best of your abilities, for ensure say that department day or that ministry day you go able handle them. If you know able handle them, not just accept and say because the president don't offer me a position so that I take them, because you know what, if I not take them then are they about to lose this other job. If you do that, they do justice to Sierra Leone, because Sierra Leone not need people them just for come day and show their name. If they need people then will go out there, into each department, each ministry for do justice to the nation, for ensure say then they work hard and work diligently, for next then go improve things in our country, because if you don't know your job, what you go begin to do in a corruption that you go engage in how you go engage in corruption, because now you go begin to depend on people them when actually probably go tell you say I sabi do this job, do not go to do some undercover work, so then kind of thing. And then I think say many people them when they take position na the governments then go for think about if you don't know how to perform in a specific area, do not accept that position, because doing that you are being unfair to the nation, you are being unfair to the president. Self way offer you that position there. But that even being said, the president for also, as they review them people that have them qualifications and their resume, if we make it known to the public for understand, say these are some of the qualifications this person don't obtain in time of workforce, then yes, then qualified. We all can see here, for example, America, where they can do some nominees for some people them for certain positions, and where parliament, where the House and the Senate need for approve, then they put down whether this person now, whatever degree they get, whatever school they go, the different things and what they don't do, they highlight if they're not the media. And I feel saying that that's some of we journalists then really need for start for begin the question, then nominations they are. So for let them self go begin to highlight and educate the public on what thing we get now we country, because we don't appoint them people there. So for let them get out of there, it's gonna take the president have to nominate or replace them with another one, and all that's gonna be loss of revenue, waste of time, and also causing so much pain for the people them in a salon. And that also, the next thing where it bring me to the parliamentarians them as to COVID-19 measures. Nobody is above the law when it comes to health, when it comes to public health. Public health now one thing where we all get to understand, say, as long as the community is at risk, that person there, the only thing they go not go do now you confident like you name and certain things, but the public have to know that this person, and also if you are in a public figure, just understand, say once you're in a public figure, you serve the public, you are not exempted for that confidentiality. They say if you COVID-19 positive, then therefore make sure say the public is aware that this parliamentarian is positive, and they have to follow all the rules and regulations by abiding to the measures that when NACOVAC don't put in place, because somebody in health now ain't go determine how well it go do in a society. So for let them say, because then get a honorable place in place, say because then a parliamentarian, that exempts them from applying for a pass or for taking the COVID-19 screening, where it will really determine how many numbers of cases we have in each community or each district. And just like you be they say, how you go tell somebody for say let them abide or let them follow rules and regulations, then when it comes to the health matters, then where the Ministry of Health along with the NACOVAC don't put in place, where you so for be the lead example, somebody wait for be the example for say, what, I they do you self for do I'm not above the law. If I'm leaving this district to another district, I'm supposed to do a COVID-19 screening. When I they left and where I even enter that place, they for sure say I'm not bringing any illness or any virus to this area, because maybe that area they, or that district they get a little bit, lower numbers, So, and as we know, as you get exposed to one person, that person is going to be exposed to another, then another, and then you keep multiplying these numbers, and you're really not helping with how we can control COVID-19 in the country. So I'm really disappointed for them to even think like that, being the fact that they're supposed to be the role models of our country, of our society, and then for let them to begin to think say it's okay. It is not okay. Nobody's above the law. Our country should also try to make them understand this, and with the hope say then we'll go back to the drawing board and think and begin to say, what, this is not public health. Public health, it's really important in how we do in society, because the only way when you go see, say somebody come, you go back to work, now when you left you job, I mean, like yesterday you work today and then you go home and you wake up in the morning and you healthy. If you're not healthy, you're not going back to work, right? And that said, me, for example, work, I have to follow the rules here. Okay, not to only what I'm and tell me na salon for do COVID-19 test. Why be the left day the 24th I did a test. I came back the 28th I did a test, and today again I did another test. Trust me, you keep doing tests, because if you really care about the people, you care about your country, you care about the community that you live in, you would follow the rules. You would do what you need to be doing, and that would definitely help in how we can cut down the transmission rate and how we can combat COVID-19 in our country. And like they say, so many administration people then with the PhD, now the current administration, well, sometimes what people don't understand, people with PhD, which the PH stands for philosophy, while the D is for doctorate. In all the other doctoral program, like Doctor of Education, ED, or JD, when a juris doctor, these people have practical knowledge compared to people that have a PhD. So you do have people that would go for the philosophy one, which is the PhD, but they do more of the research part. They don't do practical aspect. And I bring again my DNP doctoral degree because it's more of a practical aspect. That's why they said doctorate of nursing practice. That says you have more clinical skills along with practical skills. So that differs you and differentiates you from people that earns that PhD. So they do more of the PhD people do more in the theory aspect, while people with the D, along with whatever specialty they are doing, get a lot of practical aspect in doing their work. And that is very important in everything that you do. Just knowing the theory, it's not going to help you in how you perform in your specific area of clinical of a profession. So if you do have the practical aspects along with the theory, you can really do well in how you perform. So I feel say that's not something again, the current administration therefore look at and say, what, just because somebody have a PhD doesn't mean they can actually do the work diligently. So now that me get for say tonight, and I hope say, people then continue for listen to waiting at the health ministers them they say, or waiting NACOVAC they put out there for how we do well now we country we can't to COVID-19. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Doctor.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you, ma'am. Make we come with us friend. Make we hear waiting in get for we. Yes, us friend, you get the platform, sir.
Yeah, thank you very much, Triple A. Thanks to all the previous speakers, the doctor for your eloquent speech and contribution, to Usman Toli, and to all the viewers and listeners. Looking at the aspect of Salon, both for that COVID issue, the laws they will try for put in place for letting go curtail this year, and then together with this issue of these four parliamentarians, they wouldn't don't go try for I didn't call it approved by the parliament. But looking at the COVID issue, you will look first of all, government by itself, especially in a Salon, then get what they call about there is a mandate who then get for expect from the government, and then they work with actually waiting and they say a vision, and then get a mission behind that vision they so for carrying out, and then waiting then they do finally now the core values we the whole waiting then they do, and another one they then tell we say now in the parliament. Therefore, looking at this fifth parliament of this second republic, wouldn't be personal going to the fifth parliament. Would they see say the parliament actually they work with legislative arm? Another one they expect them. But presently the legislative arm wouldn't use, they reflect more on a biased way sometimes to the onlooker who will say, well, and I saw the law for say, or sometimes they do want for let them go say they improve what they want for let improve. But because of this repeated for years and time on in the parliamentarian, one of them, we among the 14 chiefdom then, because among the 14 chiefdom there, now they back then get 14 people a week in a parliament. And then one and they most of the time now then are the indirectly elected people then. So one pan then one of the chief, now they explain now regarding how this don't be for long, but they get an impact on people and lives. The health no go work get for work, the water, the electric, every ministry. So some of them then they go, then some of them they come through when then they come try to elect them after the parliament, they try to do in legislative law where they look to the side where the president. Because the president in your side, now chapter 5 it begins, we now part 2. And I did then talk about executive powers. So that those areas then they reflect most times some areas the way they see there is a vision where people and the plan for come, but what in that mandate we call for let them go do them, for let the people that wouldn't they can put for look the vision here, for the people that wouldn't go pick the team for carry this mission out, so that how they go do them. Now the executive power they, but for now you go say the appointment which you appoint in all legislative somehow. But because of sometimes the way the constitution, the way they explain about the power of appointment vested in the president, so you will begin the question, say, well now, that in there, is there a way wherein if the people and where they discuss that in there, then go interpret wherein it go reflect on what the citizen want. But because they interpret them for meet up them, because the constitution is always interpreted. So that interpretation of parliament, they argue all the time. So you go see the truth, but because it interpret them due to the language part how they use, then it go fit for say the parliament, the president, and the legislative right and executive power. Then you refine out this attitude again, look at the health sector and this state of emergency or health emergency we will get. You find out say now the long way they invest on immunity for some of the parliamentarians, then one begin argue that side there. So all the state of emergency for don't get a cover where they say this is mandatory. This now the one when you put as a bylaw for now, because the state of emergency, this one self we expect to now for do. And if we are not able for do them, they will not expect see this one go able for carry out the work. If not suspension, they suspend. All those kind of things and bring them in. But thinking of now waiting there at the table is quite a lot. Because when they try for acts now, waiting now some of the mission they wouldn't bring about for bring inside the country for develop, you go say, well, mission what they bring. How I go look at them? I go look at them in a way wherein I go reflect them in terms of the values they wouldn't expect me for do, or I go do them in terms of the pressure why they get now the constituency, or I they do them for I go look for it will benefit the country because now the constituency Senate where they try to give a voice for. But you ask again, if they give voice for them, if they bring back that mission where they plan for them, so if they don't get the vision, so all those kind of things you ask them, or now because of just not capable, wherein they can question all about what in doctor explains so for say the common sense you will apply them, not to decide no more for say now this knowledge again wherein you go a bit further. Where would they pray say some of them they try for implement now the place because that sense where they get even the book where you go study that sense we don't see them gather and find for you so you know will take time again for study everything they in sequence. So if you self get that capability for putting an the interpret them, you develop and you go. So those are the areas where they expect say most times the parliamentarian therefore do so that they were able for help see this now we mandate to the thing we for do. This now we think we will get for do so that society will look into it. But if we look see no more, we interpret the law all time for let go fit we, they will forget the visions then we then get the visions and then get a quote where they put her in bracket. They say a parliament has a parliament that is a beacon of peace, hope, and democracy and good governance. Now in then in quote we then put and then put her under the vision. So, but you go ask now the hope. Who then get the hope? Now we, the people, now therefore bring the democracy and good governance. And for create the peace that if we do, and we own duty is the hope. But the hope we get forget when the vision we then get, say now in the parliament day, because that's part of what they say, then put her in the mission. That's what they put together for carry this. Who then go involve? Whose idea we then go put? Then we go put the mission of putting roads, the mission of putting water, the mission of putting electricity, of health. So those are the missions, because the core values that we get for commodity and the people and get for enjoy that they core value. But if we not get the core values, where if you go na public for go talk no more say, well, if they tell you say, oh, go put in our police or go put to SCC, this is not the ethical way and moral for pass a message to people. There are ways we will go, oh, well, you're not accountable because you interpret everything to yourself. And then that biasness, there are bias of interpretation of when they fit you. The other man will look and decide that he will continue. But the only thing, let them try to make use of their sin, because I will make things proud for the very self. But I suspect, see, there are things gradually changing from where one day. But it get forget a support. Where the people and therefore they in parliament will press on these things, but they are aware. But it is becoming aware in how to solve these problems. This is the big question. People are aware, but how to solve them? Because of many things, then people then get corruption issue they under, would they defect for like cover up, would they don't do this, or would they don't perform, would they not they carry on inside of the parliament, would they not agree, would they do no money, they make decisions. So all those kind of things that they get, when they make one side. So but it's all coming back to let them try do waiting and tell which they do, the mandate, the vision, the mission, core values, so that the country will go before. Or else we will still stagnate. But the cost of the land issue them and waiting government there for cost, for paying case they are all now waste of money, because they are bringing people who are creating avenues where government will get bad morale. So they get for look, so that they not say people already work with, but you can have your ministry. Then they say for other people that involved in land selling at the place, at the entrance, but now you place to see how you will restructure those challenges will be don't be. Now those are the things where they tell the man for Canada waiting when they cause this, look into the land issue. Straight lamb, side and day if you so side when I therefore overlook when I give like when I receive money. So things will try work out well. Then when I look how people then go own land now at the country. You know, we just go get land. When I try identify this place and all these things they occur, then you know how you carry them on, so that I'm going to stop them. Not because it don't happen, so you go ask for courts. There are ways where they go do them. Now, for them, they elect them. Thank you very much, and let God continue for bless you all. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you very much, whose friend.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes, caller, you did live on here. Your name and who the call from, please.
Yeah, Nami?
Yes, PSG, get 3 minutes, sir.
Yeah, Nami. PSG. Yeah, good evening, sir. How do you doing? Thank you very much for giving me the platform. I thank all the panelists there with them partake. So me na two things I get for talk. The first one, them parliamentary not pass, not above the law. Therefore, adhere to the rules and regulations with the Nakuvaku don't put. They cannot more doctor talker. Then contribute the doctors them president to the citizen with by the law. Other than them, they even tell watch football match today. About two teams they want to see them with the all getting people in the hand. As in Kano say the boss, then they pull before they want the field. The football they say they get money, they get clean money. Not to them parliamentary when they get in that country, when they corrupt money, the thief. I know they don't corrupt country, they don't corrupt country. Then parliamentary there, they are then corrupt. I tell you, go for send the camera party. For that tip way, they were them and there. If they football when they make millions of millions, they adhere to the laws. We didn't get security. What about them now when the parliamentarians they're not above the law at all? They are please make them adhere to the law. Please let them do that. And this COVID-19 not get the camera not get picking, not the pick big pussy, poor man, rich man president. We don't see 3 presidents we still don't catch. DT catcher. Umambi na when Macron. Yes, the president the prime minister of England, so that they now, this number not immune. And now they don't talk to get a second hit of the team. You don't see. So they are the listing we made they adhere to they're not there above the law. Feel this all are part of corruption, so the corruption, part of corruption. Then number 2, But if we choose, then what do they appoint? When they do their job, no more, let them do their job. Please, when they do their job, that will appoint the new minister, make you do the job we for do. May not listen to nobody, may not watch anybody. Then number 3, this man last time I said they calm down, Mr. Dennis, where they pull that minister. And one thing one agree partner. Nobody will take private land to government land, not possible. Now government land they encroach on. I give you 2 examples now. Bo one African. Bo selon organization center SLUIC YC. Then land we then get another where they curve by the clock tower. One flamango a better land inside YC the land. The house if you want a DJ me brother send camera there. You get me? You go for a bit of garage. It be like it float, it build up. What they do, I know everybody first broke. I go build inside the land. Inside OIC. This is not living thing. Just imagine you. What you self do? When man can build, no worry. First time, then just big fence. Then they come down the fence. Outside the fence is broke. The man will continue again. You don't see? Number 2, that Damba Road, we still get that street to that pharmacy. They may get the one supermarket they call and Sabah supermarket. If people don't release the website, we no cross check and back. When they begin me that road there, that supermarket it be inside the street. When they try for broke for them broke that place, they mark up for them broke up. The rich man there. The black man will before the job. The man will get the place, will be the one Sabah supermarket, Sabah of itself, he go pay money. The other people when they encroach, when they come with the thief fall per there, they cut it off and let them get the street. Wait, nap up Rio or Rex. You watch down. Nap na Damba Road by SLRA. You watch up. You see, you think up inside the street because they go pay money to the salon. But the salon man will go for that. If they sell it, let them sell salon half of salon. They give money. They will sell salon in particular. Let them for account. They go for that. They want the money past their life, not a country for legal before. They made that money. That thing left. They steal. That is right now. If you come out the place, that the street the jump. As you come outside this market, so now the street the jump. For camp. Now I think other man open the way they sell the building materials or other stuff that they sell the because I didn't know what all the person know everything. You get me? Then now the last one they gist you if you put on table. I don't understand back say the first lady they say it draw money for that consolidated for bar. I don't go school. I don't know they call it consolidated for 5 billion leons or dollar. No, we draw. This one I get a day for yesterday. Now AYV, but they give the headline. But I don't know if now the official then say let the person read the news. You get me? And you not call for that. That money, an office say he call for that. Let him go down and they go draw money there. Mr. B, get for taking time for 2 people there. Yeah, let them draw. Then put a headline, but not read it again. I think they stop the post when they give the news. You get me? Then the last one back you do, you know, say this San John Bad they get.
Let's just left fire for today.
Okay, no problem.
Thank you very much. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, caller, you live on here. Your name and who call from, please.
Ibrahim from Maryland.
Yes, Ibrahim, you get 3 minutes, sir.
Yeah, first of all, I don't know if we get any section of the Constitution where say any nominee or the president send Parliament for approval. Like the word power, either they like it or not. I don't know. Because the Constitution, we don't read out, but you know, we say we master the Constitution and everything. Then the other thing again, we politicians then think say then they above the law. No one follow rules and regulation. They wouldn't put the law. Then if you say the law they are above them, so now only the ordinary citizen that have follow the law. If you not as parliamentarian, now who vote now in? What's the difference between una and we? We now give you a job, now we pay una. Una say no for good test. Most of them parliamentarians then get their side chick, they wouldn't get for where they go. If you not asymptomatic, you get that thing they don't know. You go mix side chick, you go pass gear and the corona. That's side chick they himself get in other main boyfriend back because sometimes they get no source money from you. You go pass on to other person back. Now so the thing they spread. The community transmission. So what are they holding for saying for test day? They for test everybody. Starting from the president, take and down. So if you don't say enough for test day, well, the citizens say for strike, they say enough for test week. Because the one way they make laws, they say enough for test day. No, they're not above the law. Me, from where I get sense, and I want to see where they send nominee, na that parliament they reject her. And Honorable Jerry Koko, I saw you for say this word there. He gave for apologize to all these Carolina people for go see the nominee they wouldn't send a parliament. They're all competent. The previous officer have done all. Then they disagree with you. He gave for apologize to it. Because if now Dr. Tugas Sanasi be there as Deputy Minister of Higher and Technical Education, we he will perform well. Then plan they can get a big office. With that office they now a very controversial office, that's Ministry of Land. I remember late Jan Kaba, where then give that minister name say broke us. He can't to Anes by Kroma. Then the same parliament where Anes Kroma being appoint this former minister who not understand where he go to parliament. Then they approve him. That man they Anes Kroma sack. Do no proper investigation for check the reason why they sack this man, why they fire him. Then presidentbio come in, he appointed again the same ministry. They're not able to ask questions, say, this man, we don't hold this office before. Why they fire him? Don't investigate. Just say no more. Those who they in favor say aye. Those who they against say nay. Nobody they say nay. I want to see who say the majority, they get the Speaker of the House or Parliament, let's see where President they send nominee. Let's see that if that same Speaker, they would have the majority, if any nominee they send, if they don't go approval, or maybe at the envelope they receive, because then they against the perceptions of the people and they say they're corrupt. But if they talk good about them, they will say na perception no, then they honor them. When they pray for them, let God make their success. Especially Dr. Tugasanesi, that office where he goes to, a big office. When they pray for God and for you, let him succeed. Thank you very much. May God bless you and bless Mama Salon.
Thank you very much, Ibrahim.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Yes, call ID live on the air. Your name and who side the call from, please.
Yeah, Patrick.
Yes, Patrick, you get 3 minutes, sir.
Me just want to say is the parliament, now there is some of the reason it is where they can talk to that parliament, then are picking the day, they fix and a fitiade. They sit down there, now they make law then where they affect people their life then at that country day. Some of the laws the way they don't make, they don't destroy some people their life, it don't make some other life the better. They know the seed and the all. Waiting at the need, just wanna go knock if they apply to knock over, they're not gonna deny them. They will just give them because they're not parliamentary. But they're not for say they're not for apply or even get her. That sounds good. So when they come back and begin to call the name out, they begin vex. Say why they for call parliament corrupt, parliament this, parliament. Now some of them reason they are. Because now they give the cost for people there, but let them call them out. You not go there now host to Peking there, you don't put law. Say everybody, even including you. Now that host they not for do certain thing or not for touch they you to go they do and Peking there they see you. So that's what they need for they left for just obey the law. As they always say. Nobody's above the law, but we don't our country no more now. We get certain people the way they're above the law, no matter what, they're above the law. The law not get nothing for do to them. And we all know that. The new appointee there, the only question I get, why Parliament not scrutiny them people there? Ask them question. But the thing they are what they do, they're not showing say they don't question the okay, Padima give me the work now. Ministry of so what happen? What are the progress that we get today? What kind of progress? What kind of development you do now that department the way they why make the one police did? Give them reason, let them explain, let them defend themselves. Let them talk fine, let them say okay, now this, but nothing like that. As long as they say it please the president, that's it. There's nowhere now Salo history who don't see parliament don't turn somebody down. Nowhere. I don't know, maybe, but me no want to hear about that. Say, because parliament turned this appointee down, say this man, he may get one or two. But if they're the plaintiff man themselves, now the Speaker of House. So why they not go point to anybody? And I know I'm make it for say.
Thank you very much, Patrick.
Thank
you. Yes, caller, you live on air. Your name and inside the call from, please.
Yeah, Triple, is this now Momo the call from Fago.
Yes, Momo, you get 3 minutes, sir.
Thank you very much. I mean, about the COVID no more they talk about where the parliamentary and they say enough for take a test. But concerning the pass, I not get much more problem if they not get pass because then we will identify them through by them to them. But the major thing is the test. Now it make the public naturally on the idea with the COVID because now the example said that when they see then the elders them from the higher offices, what they do weekend, what they go, what they pass. So if you go tell the ordinary man at street, there's no way without they will listen to you. Pass now without care for in your life. So why they not for take test? What's not the reason why they not for take the test? I don't go to count people who don't sick. So I don't know what to make them feel say then okay, what to make them feel say then I exception to COVID or then body don't embalm. So in the COVID only affects them. So that one is wrong. So I believe the NACOVAC go restrict them. So no, it's not go possible. So I would be surprised if they let them work out without the test. But for let them go without pass, down there, I not get much problem with that because I did not get any effective to the public much. But now the test now is much more important. So that me won't take that one day.
Thank you very much, Momo.
Yeah.
Okay. This now waiting to people think. Everybody can write their opinion now. You don't give your own, all man don't give your own. And this now waiting me think. Parliamentarians them, they're supposed to apply for pass. And not to say because they're a parliamentarian, they're supposed to give them the pass. Yeah? If it is not valid for them for travel, let us say they want them way base na Freetown. Base na Freetown. Na Freetown then they. Na they then constituents day. Na they then constituency day. Na they then people and day. Na they then area day. Na they then neighborhood day. We they not get nothing for go do na the provinces. But because they know they take pass, then go use them license plate and go na the provinces. Say then go Waka, then go Fenfambul, then go. No, this not to the time for go Fenfambul. Not to detain this. So now I make even parliamentarian supposed for apply. We know say it will be hard on NACOVAC for deny them. I wish Nami did it. Because you get for explain what you go do. And you say na parliament send you, who they ask parliament if they send you. Parliament say no to they send you, party or no they approve you. But you know one thing, the parliamentarians them and the ministries them, na click. But me feel to say, even then they would say the license plate give them pass, no, they not forgive them pass. It's a state of public health emergency. They not forgive them pass. Then save the parliamentarians them for apply. Then for apply. Just like how, because they don't see that only essential. I don't know if you be they watch that time way the lockdown be the last lockdown where AYV take we from Freetown to Makeni. I don't know if you be they watch that Sunday. Okay. Well, let me remind you what thing be happen that Sunday. That Sunday na be lockdown no. The parliamentarian within a western area, one part the reporter them of AYV, the reporter will be hold the mic. Then the parliamentarian kata poof na Makeni. And the reporter is shocked. And I say, Isn't na me parliamentarian dandy? Okay. Sometimes you want to say, no, Tripoli, then they not to excuse. Sometimes a parliament send them. For go do waiting. When I be locked down that 10 day, the first one, would then be they admonish and say they need for talk to them constituents them. They need for talk to them people them how for adhere for follow the COVID-19 regulation. You know they do. It ain't a McKinney. If I dey lie, go find that video day. You go see and you go see where the reporter be in shock. Because waiting do, it might not be there outside for you. Yes, anything you don't care and go there. Anything, official or unofficial, care and go there. But they are when me don't say first, even for the pass, they need for apply, let alone now for COVID test. Let alone for COVID test. Why we anybody will get power in a salon just think say then they above the law. Anybody. Why? The one they will come out at the provinces, nobody stopping them to go there. But then get for apply. Now so the rules say. Then get for apply. Say, hey, okay, yes, I want to go to my constituents. Aha! You apply, everybody know say, now either you come out, now there you go, carry on, sir. You take the test. May you not pull COVID from Freetown. You can't go give your family under. Because until we did in Freetown, you get your side chicken, not to 1 self, not to 2, not to 3. Then say no go put the hand up saying allow the life party. So they don't rub and they force better one a Freetown. Now they want to go to their family upline. Now the provinces, they want to go distribute and give the people there. So what do they say? No, una test. If una positive, una state say, una negative before una go. Before una go infect someone then they. And even the one that they say for the left behind you know what they can do. So now you make some time we go there, then don't go bumper you. Before you left there, before they come back in a free time for make you can put her inside parliament. Guess what? You for test back. You know what thing? Now we be say Nakovac slack with parliament now make. Because look the way they all tend together. By right, therefore they conduct every week, therefore they conduct test per parliamentarian them. If in that way they be don't start because then a crowd, then they get a whole thing. Then they get that they jam themselves, then they use face mask properly. We unload and they will see and then a TV. So Nakovac for don't say no waiting. Because of the way on they do na so safe. Hey, may every week when they take test. Then, like the one they will go approve. Well, then they go for approval, then nominees them. Anybody will get appointment at parliament before you go there, you for take test. You for be negative before you go to parliament. Now because Nakovac back, then safe they no one look do them work. Tell me if Nakovac be they do this one at talk show. You think say parliamentarian go say, no, I need to do test before I go? Now, also I want cross border? No. Because then they get a crowd. And they should be held responsible. You go say Tripoli, na parliament to the people where they mark it. Well, let's start with the lawmakers then first, no? Let's start with them first. All time, Nakovac go pull press release about the church then, the place of worship, the mosque them, and all these things. But every time when parliament gets sitting there, they get a day. Then they use the face mask properly. That's if some get safe. If they get idea under their chin. Nakovac. There, I want to suggest something to una. I want to begin something with parliament. Every Friday, una for conduct test. So that 10 day, una get over the weekend. Monday when they can account negative result, to that positive enough for enter parliament. Me, I dey bite right now. If they call all the parliamentarians and then test them, trust me, somebody did way positive. Somebody did in a parliament way positive. Trust me, if they test them all. So why then think say then they above the law? Eh? Why? Why then think that way they? Again, Nakovac I blame. I blame Nakovac. Because now they don't left them, made them they enjoy this way. Mohamed Baghi he say the parliamentarians then they become lawless and reckless in this fight against COVID-19. Memzobi Safase say Lord have mercy on Mama Salon. Matayonobi say, wait oh, he said the market na open place, but parliament is enclosed. Alaji Selassie say people, we all know say the politicians then and the rich people in the country, then they above the law. They can get away with anything we then do. They can even put you in a jail. They happen over and over na salon from the time we then fence salon. Do ya parliamentarians them? We know say una act for use as an example. And I like una vex so. But also I true fine for talk. The perception where people engage about una they for them every day. Before, people then say, una corrupt, una vex. Eh? Now so people let me say, una not be glad with that. Now, una say, una big pass COVID-19. Because una na parliamentarians them, una not for take test. I will ask una question. Do ya? Una sabi anybody wanna they take test? Una can't catch we, but una can't tell we. Eh? Una can't catch we. Michael Koka say, it's a triple. If you mandate testing for the parliamentarians, then you for do the same for all ministers and council members. On the grounds where I talk about the mandatory testing for parliament, because I say, then they gather. Eh? I say, then they gather. Now I make I say, then for do am all thing then gather inside and under. But so because we not go do testing for other like the ministers, they say so for give them a pass. Okay. Momo Kagbo say, he said now because now then they make the law. So then things say then they are above them. The law they beneath them. I beg. If an asabi post we can go up and down. We know they take test. When I make una feel say una self not for take test. Una can't catch me like another person there. I say the council and the gather as well. Okay, sir. But I think say on a more serious note, any side way lawmakers there, then they gather. Even lockout building. Before that, then be the tower for ID card. At the courtroom there. Eh? Anyway. Hey, Nakovac. Who they wait for a reply. Even though now the people now una can't say they give una wrong information. So now they one and they una put hyper force. Will they ask for parliament? Now una been greasy, make them use their license plate as pass. Because that license plate stay, so man can put on a motoka. Okay. And some of them, not to one motoka they get. So if then they use the motoka them as pass, the license plate, we not to one motoka they get. So anybody who sit inside the motoka, if free for go up and down. And so they look am. Mark from Minneapolis he say rules made for few. It's never a good idea. Bakama say parliamentarians they're immune to COVID. Madina Tudin, they agree with what in the talk. Okay. Rules made for few. That's a good idea. My especially for fight COVID-19. With them, we lawmakers, they will no say, then side bite them. You want pass them here, then self na the head. We're gonna test Bodia. And no can scatter COVID na the country. Until self na una self na be the people that we go upline. We be gonna the provinces we go scatter this thing day. Now I feel so I don't get free pass. No, not at all. I no can put pawika and pepper. They beg una. Do ya? Anyway, I so go lock today on program. Don't forget, the 15th of February. The first letter, the first alphabet, na your name. You get for can defend and ya. We want raise money for charity. We dey do them alphabetically to the first name we sabi for you na ya. We not say na parliament na the eyes then na they can have it. But na ya on the 15th, the day after Valentine. Me, I not say the is them na then go have it. Yeah? Do ya? Parliamentarians una take test. Because we no want to na for put pepper now we eye. So we meet again tomorrow. Triple say tata.